White vinegar cost 80 cents a gallon. Baking soda costs 60 cents a pound. A single bar of lye soap, the same kind your great-grandmother made on her back porch from rendered fat and wood ash, costs $1 and lasts 6 months. Combined, these 3 ingredients clean every surface in a home: glass, tile, wood, porcelain, stainless steel, fabric, carpet, grout, oven interiors, toilet bowls, shower doors, cutting boards, sinks, countertops, floors. 3 ingredients, less than $3 a year. No plastic bottles, no chemical warnings on the label, no child safety locks, no fragrance headaches, no expiration dates. No trip to the store every 2 weeks. Before 1950, this was not a life hack. It was not a trend. It was not alternative living. It was Tuesday. Every American household, rich, poor, rural, urban, cleaned their homes with some combination of vinegar, sodium bicarbonate, and lye soap. The formula had been working since before the country existed. Then, in the span of a single decade, a handful of corporations spent more money on advertising than most families earned in a lifetime. And within a generation, the knowledge that had passed from mother to daughter for over 200 years was gone. Not disproven, not improved upon, just replaced by products designed to be purchased again and again and again, every month, forever. The American cleaning products industry generates $64 billion a year in the United States alone. Globally, the number is over $320 billion. Procter & Gamble, a single company, collects $28 billion annually from fabric care and home care products. That is one company, selling soap. The average American household spends between $600 and $1,000 every year on cleaning products. That includes dish soap, laundry detergent, surface spray, glass cleaner, bathroom cleaner, toilet cleaner, floor cleaner, stainless steel polish, oven cleaner, disinfecting wipes, dryer sheets, fabric softener, bleach, and stain remover. Count the bottles under your sink right now. Most American kitchens have between 8 and 15 separate cleaning products. Most bathrooms have another 4 to 7. The laundry room adds 3 to 5 more. That is 20 to 27 individual products. Purchased, used, discarded, and repurchased on a cycle of 2 to 6 weeks each. Over a 10-year period, the average household sends $6,000 to $10,000 to the cleaning products industry. Over a 30-year mortgage, the length of time most people live in a home, that number exceeds $20,000. $20,000 spent on products that did not exist before 1945. Solving problems that were already solved for $3 a year, using ingredients that never expire, never run out, and never need a coupon. The $3 formula has no packaging, no brand ambassador, no advertising budget, no shelf placement fee, no loyalty program, no subscription model, no scent of the month, no limited edition spring collection. It has vinegar, it has baking soda, it has soap, it cleans everything. It always has. The reason you do not already know this is not because it stopped working. It is because a $64 billion industry cannot exist if you do. Every dollar you spend on cleaning products is a dollar extracted from a problem that your great-grandmother solved for free. The entire business model depends on one thing, that you never find out what she knew. In 1933, at the deepest point of the Great Depression, the average American family earned $827 a year. There was no money for commercial cleaning products, and there did not need to be. Every household in America cleaned with homemade formulas, vinegar and water for glass and surfaces, baking soda for scrubbing and deodorizing, lye soap, rendered at home from animal fat and hardwood ash, for laundry, dishes, floors, and bodies. The entire cleaning system cost almost nothing, because the ingredients were either made from waste products or purchased in bulk for pennies. This was not poverty. This was knowledge. Then came the post-war consumer boom. Between 1946 and 1960, the American advertising industry tripled in size. Television entered 44 million homes. And the household cleaning products industry saw an opportunity that would reshape American domestic life permanently. In 1946, Procter & Gamble launched Tide, the first heavy-duty synthetic laundry detergent. It was not better than homemade soap at cleaning clothes. What it was better at was being sold. In 1948, Procter & Gamble became one of the first companies to sponsor daytime television programming. The term soap opera was coined, literally named after the soap companies that funded the shows. By 1955, Procter & Gamble was spending over $80 million a year on advertising alone. Adjusted for inflation, that is over $900 million in today's money. One company, 1 year. Just on advertisements for soap, the strategy was not complicated. You fund the content a housewife watches every afternoon. You place your product inside that content. You create a new cultural expectation that cleaning requires specialized store-bought chemicals with scientific-sounding names. You frame the homemade alternative as old-fashioned, primitive, and inadequate. You do this for 10 years straight. Across every channel, in every living room, by 1960, it was over. A generation of women who had grown up watching their mothers make soap from rendered fat now believed that the only way to clean a home was to buy a bottle from a shelf. The knowledge was not outlawed. It was not disproven. It was simply drowned. Under $900 million a year in advertising that said there was a better way when there was only a more expensive way. The University of Georgia Department of Textiles conducted a study comparing traditional homemade soap to synthetic detergents in fabric care. The results showed no statistically significant difference in cleaning performance for normal household laundry. The study was published. It was peer-reviewed. It was never referenced in a single consumer cleaning product advertisement. Then or since, not banned outright. Just never mentioned again in any home economics textbook written after 1958. Never referenced in any magazine cleaning guide published after 1960. Never included in any product comparison a consumer was ever allowed to see. The system has 3 components. Every one of them is available at any grocery store in America for a combined total of less than $3. Here is exactly what each one does, how it works, and what it replaces. 1. White distilled vinegar. A gallon costs between 80 cents and $1.50 at any grocery store. That gallon will last the average household 2 to 3 months of daily cleaning. Vinegar is a 5% solution of acetic acid in water. Acetic acid dissolves mineral deposits, cuts through grease, kills the majority of common household bacteria and molds, and neutralizes odors at the molecular level. It does not mask them the way commercial air fresheners do. It eliminates them. The chemistry is simple. Acetic acid is a weak organic acid. When it contacts mineral buildup, calcium carbonate or lime scale, it reacts with the alkaline deposit and dissolves it into water-soluble calcium acetate. That is why it removes hard water stains. The same chemical reaction that a $7 bottle of CLR performs is happening inside an 80-cent jug of vinegar. The difference is the label. For glass and mirrors, mix equal parts vinegar and water in a spray bottle. Wipe with newspaper or a lint-free cloth. This produces a streak-free finish identical to any commercial glass cleaner. The active ingredient in most commercial glass cleaners is acetic acid or ammonia. The vinegar provides the same acid at a fraction of the cost without the synthetic additives. For kitchen surfaces and countertops, granite and marble excluded because acid can etch natural stone, spray undiluted vinegar, let it sit for 30 seconds and wipe. It disinfects, degreases, and removes water stains in a single step. For bathroom tile, shower doors, and faucets, soak a cloth in undiluted vinegar and wrap it around the fixture for 15 minutes. Calcium and lime deposits dissolve without scrubbing. Remember, a bottle of commercial lime remover costs $7. This costs pennies for floors, tile, vinyl, and linoleum. Add 1 cup of vinegar to 1 gallon of hot water. Mop is normal. This replaces Swiffer solution, Pine Sol, Fabuloso, and every other floor-specific cleaner on the market. 1 ingredient, 80 cents. Replaces glass cleaner, surface spray, bathroom cleaner, lime remover, floor cleaner, and deodorizer. That is 6 products eliminated, $2. Baking soda. Sodium bicarbonate, a 1-pound box costs 60 cents. It lasts 2 to 3 months. Baking soda is a mild alkaline abrasive. Where vinegar dissolves, baking soda scrubs. Together, they cover both halves of the cleaning spectrum. Chemical dissolution and mechanical abrasion. The science behind this is straightforward. Sodium bicarbonate has a Mohs hardness of 2.5. Porcelain rates a 7. Stainless steel rates a 5.5. That means baking soda is physically softer than every surface in your kitchen and bathroom. It scrubs without scratching. That is why it works on every fixture in a home without damaging any of them. For ovens, make a paste of baking soda and water, roughly 3 parts soda to 1 part water. Spread it across the interior, including the door glass. Leave it overnight. In the morning, wipe it off with a damp cloth. Baked-on grease lifts away without fumes, without the chemical burns commercial oven cleaners can cause, and without the $4 price tag per can. For sinks and bathtubs, sprinkle baking soda directly onto the wet surface. Scrub with a cloth or brush. It removes soap scum, hard water stains, and food residue without scratching porcelain, stainless steel, or acrylic. For deodorizing, an open box in the refrigerator absorbs odors. A quarter cup poured down a drain followed by a cup of vinegar produces a foaming reaction, carbon dioxide gas, that loosens organic buildup inside pipes. Follow with boiling water. This replaces commercial drain fresheners and reduces slow drain buildup over time. For carpet stains, sprinkle a generous amount of baking soda over the stain, spray with vinegar, let the foam work for 5 minutes, then blot with a cloth. This lifts the majority of organic stains, coffee, wine, food, pet accidents from most carpet fibers, 1 ingredient, 60 cents. Replaces oven cleaner, scouring powder, drain treatment, carpet stain remover, and deodorizer. That is another 5 products eliminated. 3. Lye soap. Traditionally homemade, now available as a pure castile bar or liquid. A 4-ounce bar of pure castile soap costs between $1 and $3 and lasts 3 to 6 months when used for cleaning. A 32-ounce bottle of liquid castile soap costs $8 to $12 and lasts 6 months to a year. Lye soap is the oldest manufactured cleaning product in human history. The Babylonians were making it by 2800 BC. The chemistry is simple. Animal or vegetable fat reacted with a strong alkali, sodium hydroxide from wood ash, produces a salt of fatty acids. That salt is soap. It lifts oil and dirt from surfaces and suspends them in water so they rinse away. For laundry, grate 1 tablespoon of bar soap into your washing machine, add 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and run the cycle as normal. This is the exact formula used by American households from the colonial period through the 1940s. The cost per load is roughly 3 cents. A single pot of Tide costs 35 to 50 cents. That is a 10 to 1 cost ratio for the same result. For dishes, rub a wet brush or cloth across the bar and wash as normal. 1 bar replaces 4 to 6 bottles of dish soap per year. For mopping, dissolve a tablespoon of grated soap in a gallon of hot water with a cup of vinegar. This all-purpose floor cleaner handles every surface that vinegar alone leaves feeling slightly undercleaned, especially heavily soiled kitchen floors. 1 ingredient, $1. Replaces laundry detergent, dish soap, hand soap, and serves as the base for an all-purpose floor cleaner. That is another 4 products eliminated, 3 ingredients. $2.40. 15 commercial products replaced. The chemistry has not changed since your great-grandmother's time. Acetic acid still dissolves mineral deposits. Sodium bicarbonate still abrades and deodorizes. Saponified fat still lifts grease. The products under your sink do the same things. In fancier bottles, with synthetic fragrances, with 30 ingredient labels, and with $600 a year price tags. Walk into any home in rural Appalachia in the 1930s, any home in the Ozarks, any farmhouse in Iowa, any tenement kitchen in lower Manhattan. You would have found the same 3 things under every sink or on every shelf. A jug of vinegar, a box of soda, a bar of soap. This was not regional. It was universal. From 1776 to 1945, 169 years of American domestic life, these 3 ingredients were the cleaning system. There was no alternative because there did not need to be one. The system worked. It was cheap. It was passed down like a recipe, from mother to daughter, in every family, in every state. The frontier families who settled the West carried bars of lye soap across the Great Plains. They made more when they ran out. From the fat of the animals they hunted and the ash of the fires they burned. Zero supply chain. Zero dependency. Total self-sufficiency. During the Great Depression, when 40% of American families earned less than $1,000 a year, homes were clean. Clothes were clean. Children were bathed. Floors were scrubbed. Dishes were spotless. Not because these families had access to advanced cleaning technology. because the technology was never needed. The Japanese have used rice vinegar for household cleaning since the Edo period. Over 400 years, Scandinavian households relied on wood ash soap and birch vinegar through centuries of harsh winters. The knowledge is not American, it is human, it spans every continent, every century, every economic class. It was the most universal domestic knowledge in human history. And it took exactly 1 decade of television advertising to erase it from an entire civilization. For $2.40, 1 gallon of vinegar, 1 box of baking soda, and 1 bar of soap, you can replace every cleaning product in your home. Starting today. No transition period, no adjustment. The same chemistry that cleaned American homes for 2 centuries will clean yours tonight. The complete system, including exact ratios, room-by-room application guides, and formulas for every surface type, is linked in the description below. It covers cleaning, laundry, personal care, food preservation, and home maintenance. Everything your great-grandmother knew in one place. Tomorrow, this channel will show you the exact soap formula she made from scratch for $0, and why the personal care industry spent $8 billion to make sure you would never learn it. Every product in your home once had a $0 version. They buried it. Now you know.